Remember, remember, never surrender on this 5th of November as our election results still do simmer. Well, we all know that things are really challenging this time. This whole year has been a you know what burger, and it just don't stop. And as I said, people on both sides of the aisle are going to be unhappy. Especially there's going to be happy people, mostly unhappy people on one side or the other. But even with the election seemingly going in favor of Vice President Joe Biden, still some riots allegedly in places like Portland and so forth. So, you know, but then again, I predicted that. I said that would happen. Um, and what's going to happen next? What are the next shoes to drop? And I don't have to ask what would a Trump administration look like. I think most people already understand what a Trump administration will look like should he prevail. Uh, but his chances of prevailing are not that don't look that good at the moment. So we can explore what would a Biden administration look like, and what would that mean. See, the key thing is, what does all this mean for us going forward? What does it mean for you? What does it mean for me? How do we proceed through these things, and what are the challenges before us? Um, and moreover, what are the impediments to the challenges? And therein lies the never surrender. What can you do? Therein lies the never surrender. So I always tell you, never panic. Keep your head on your shoulders, no matter what. Ah, as you keep your eyes wide open and head on a swivel. Make sure it stays on your shoulders. This is what I always tell you, and this is part of my series of keeping your eyes wide open and head on a swivel, because holy smoke, it's coming in all forms and fashions. And on the Democrat side, they expected a landslide. They expected to dominate. On the Republican side, a Trump victory was expected. Um, Quite frankly, there were a lot of indications of that. And the jury is still out, very much, so to speak. Don't suppose it'd be decided by a jury, but it may be decided in the Supreme Court, possibly. Um, Basically, where we're sitting right now, the states that don't have their votes in for the electoral count as they're being considered right now is Nevada, Georgia, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania. And these states, essentially, Trump would have to take all these states in order to win. Now, Nevada seems to be leaning toward Biden, and it's got 6 votes. And it looks like Biden only needs 6 votes to cross the magic 270 line. Now, I say looks like because some of these states may be up in question. A lot of people are questioning what went down in Michigan. They're saying that, hey, one moment, Trump's here, and then like 160,000 votes come in, and every single vote was for Biden. That's what I've heard allegedly. It's been alleged that people were bringing in ballots and little wagons and suitcases. And hey, I'm saying allegedly. I don't know. This is basically a live action role playing session, a live session. I'm saying these are alleged actions. Alleged actions like this would probably prompt recounts, lawsuits, and lawsuits are already on the way. So who knows when this election is really going to be decided? The counts may be in. It may be decided Friday, tomorrow. It may be weeks from now. It's all got to be settled in time for an inauguration, and I'm sure that will be the case one way or another. But at the moment, it appears the following. It appears that Biden will probably take the presidency. It appears that the Senate will probably, and these aren't definite yet, will probably retain the Senate. The Republicans will probably retain the Senate. So that means that there's some, impedance within Washington, D.C. for things to happen, which might be a good thing. So here's what a lot of us worry about first and foremost is our self-sovereignty, our right to, keep our arms bare, right? It's that we like to see protections of our amendment, number 2 auf Deutsch. And for those who do not know, 2 auf Deutsch is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I speak not German. No, I don't. Ich spreche Kleindeutsch. That's what I tell them. I have known a few, though. So, no, they get talking. I don't understand. But, you know, this is all just to keep the Al Snore, no rhythms from banging on me. Okay, guys? You know, we have to kind of watch things we say. We don't want those Al snoring no rhythms to jump on us. So, oh yeah, this is not a free speech platform, my friends. You know, being on this platform is like walking on eggshells on thin ice in an earthquake. And I think the kind of season when we're definitely on that kind of a regime. You know, a lot of channels have been binged out lately. Bing, 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 bing. Some of them I was really surprised with. Really, really surprised to see some of the ones that went. You know, it's like, wow. Anyway, so, you know, but, you know, what good do I do you if I'm gone? You know, I get people all over, hey, why didn't you say so-and-so? I'm going to get mad. Like you're sure. Well, excuse me, you probably wouldn't hear it in the first place because it'd be gone. And I get a lot of subscribers, and some of them are top, you know, watch everything I do kind of people. Like, you know, some of them are like neighbors and really close friends. And it's Greg, I didn't get any notification of your session last night. I didn't get any notifications. You know, this happened a lot. And I am losing subscribers. So people are getting, and people are calling me and, well, mainly putting messages out. Greg, I got unsubscribed. One guy who watches almost everything I put out got unsubscribed 3 times. But we're told that people get unsubscribed because their accounts are not active or blah, 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 blah. That's always the answer. They love you so much that, you know, they got to protect your ears from all the fears. Okay, enough said of all that. We've got a lot to cover. And, you know, I'm just letting you know that, you know, one has to be careful on here. So, yeah, like I said, there's concerns. Let me get back on track here. There are concerns about certain base freedoms. That's washed up. Pardon me. There are concerns about these things. There are concerns that some of these are at risk because, as we know, the vice president made certain, former vice president, he made many promises on the campaign trail, and some of them were to infringe on that amendment that says it shall not be infringed on, if you know what I mean. You know, let him have ears here. That causes much fear among those who see that is the only way we have to maintain our self-sovereignty. And we see that as important quite often, especially considering some of the things that are claimed that are coming at us. And we're going to share some of that. We're going to talk about some of that. What does all that mean? And we're going to talk about what do you have to give you some assurances against these fears. That's why I said never, never surrender. We do have some assurances. So far, it seems that everything hadn't broken against the cause of freedom. And there's those of us that will continue to abdicate freedom, as you well know. And we'll go into that too. So here we go. I'm going to just kind of go into the share stream here, share you some stuff off the internet. And let's see, bam. Off the internet, we find the Great Reset. Yeah, this is one of the things that's got some of us a bit worried. Yeah, the Great Reset. Oh, we've had so much things going around. It's bad. Oh, but it's an opportunity. What did I tell you guys about Hegelian dialectic? Yeah. Oh, we got a great opportunity now. If you have a solution you want to get there, you create a problem. Yeah, you create a problem first, and then you propose a solution that gets you where you want to go, right? Hegelian dialectic. Yeah, it seems to be electric. It's on the griddle. And yeah, they put a lot of nice, good sounding stuff in here. But boy, where's it really going? We're going to talk about that a little bit in a minute too. Just a little bit. Where could it go? Maybe I'm wrong. I hope so. I dearly hope I'm totally misguided here. All righty. What do you think? So, hey, yeah, there's good news, guys. There's a lot of good news. What is this? I got something else. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's this stuff. Yeah. Well, look, everybody looks so cute. They really do. They're really cute looking. It's got to be good with all these cute looking people, right? And all the colors. Everybody looks so happy. It's all got to be good, right? Oh, what is this? Target date. Uh-oh. What? Leaving no one behind. Everybody's got to be part of it. Everybody's got to be in the club. Okay, they got 9 years to make that happen. You better get ready. Well, the good news is, bam, we got something to help you get ready. You can prep. Right now, we got a special $100 off a 4-week supply of food that lasts 25 years. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And get this, and you'll be a winner at that price. You can bet that. For breakfast, lunch, dinner, 2,000 calories a day, this is real food. It's not MREs. This is stuff you can eat. Yes, it is freeze-dried, dehydrated. That means you can carry it in these really nice, easy-to-carry buckets. You see me pick them up here several times in my other videos. They're easy to carry, unlike the ones you see in other vendors who are like pushing and struggling to get across the threshold. Here it is. 2 of these make a 1-month food supply for one person, and that's what you get. And if you can't handle this, maybe you can get that. Now, I've also encouraged you to go to the big box stores and got stuff there. Hey, that's a good prices, and that's some stuff that you need and want to. But hey, the cool thing about this stuff is it lasts, and it's in these nice little pouches. You can throw it in your bug out bags and carry it easily because it is lightweight, being freeze dried. This stuff you can carry, you can bug out with it. And then these buckets are nice and durable. They're easy to carry and usable thereafter. There's a lot of uses for buckets. Hey, you might want a honey bucket or something to put your clothes in your canoe so they won't get wet. Keep dry just for you. Yeah, lots of utilities here, my friends. Lots and lots of utilities. And you also get desserts and drinks. And you need other supplies right now. It's not just the food. Bam. There's tons of stuff you need. Survival gear, all right here. Water filtration. I've done videos on, hey, you got to understand the difference between purifying and sanitizing water. I cover that. Air purification. My friends, this will get you way ahead. But let's get out of this and go on to what we're talking about here. Let's go here. Bam. This sounds wonderful. Wow, don't this sound great? And is that not the most pretty picture? I love that picture. It's a beautiful picture. Beautiful place, nice scene in the city. Now, I'm not a city guy. And to me, usually cities are like, bleh. Every now and then you get a nice scene even in the city. It must be the trees and the birds and the water. Guess that's what I like. And the blue sky. Looks like probably a cold day. Maybe it is a cold day because what you're saying may have a coldness to it. Sounds warm at first. Welcome to, what year is that? Where do we see that? We just saw that, right? Where do we see this? Let's see. Was that right here? It was. Oh my gosh, Target date. What is this? What? It's only 9 years from now. What the heck is that? Is this where they want to go? Is this really what it all boils down to? I own nothing. Have no privacy, and life has never been better. Oh, well, maybe some people would love that. Everything is in the eye of the beholder. I own nothing, have no privacy. How would you like that? Everybody knows everything about you, everything you look at, everything you think. What's going through your mind? Yeah, they could do that with neural lace maybe one day. It's not up to that yet. But give them a little time. They're mapping their brain and making more and more sophisticated devices. Neural lace, generation 10.0, like Windows 10, neural lace 10. Oh my gosh, in your head. Yeah. Maybe it'd be better dead. No. Well, you may not be better dead, but you might not be alive. Oh, life. I'm talking about life here. Life? What's life if you're a mind-controlled robot? Life has never been better. Well, the whole idea is, hey, you got everything you need. You got food. You got everything taken care of, a place to sleep. But you don't have to worry about anything. Life is stress-free. Sounds good, but you have no liberty. privacy. Well, if everybody's accepted everything, I don't know. See, this is kind of strange, but the strangest thing, it sounds good on the surface, but hey, what this means is on the government, you'll have total dependence, and in your life, you'll have no independence. Everything will depend. You'll be a total dependent. You'll have everything will come to you from the government or some big corporation who's tied into it real tightly. And you talk about social credit systems. Yeah, that's going to be off the charts. So if you say something they don't like, your persona non grata, you have nothing, you don't exist. All they got to do is just eliminate your account. Don't put any money in it or whatever it is, whatever credits you get, they just suspend them. Of course, when the power grid goes down, all this will vanish. It'll vaporize and people will be starving to death because they don't know how to operate. So, and you know what? Power grid will go down because the sun will take it out if they don't get it fixed, and they're not fixing it. So this is a prescription that might take us back to the Georgia Guidestones. There'll be nobody. Because when you're totally dependent on a system that requires technology to claim it's sustainable, but in what way is it sustainable? I got a vision that's sustainable. My vision that's sustainable is that we have people that can produce their own food and survive on their own. That's my vision of sustainability. It's very radically different from this, but it's far more sustainable with a better environmental impact, less impact on the environment. So let me stop this share. Let's start talking out here. I have done the videos where I talk about a home, a habitat you can live out of, make a living out of, grow your food out of, and it'd be zero impact on the environment. It would be windproof, fireproof. It would be so way beyond anything that we're living in today. I hope this is what I would never say, hey, everybody's got to move in anything. But I hope that we can work this concept that makes it so beautiful that people would not want anything else. Oh my God, how come I didn't discover this before? Why is anybody living in any kind of house other than this? That's the kind of vision I got. Something that's beautiful, elegant, unquestionably good for the environment, that's good for you, and eliminates so much utility cost, need for infrastructure, your dependence on anybody. They've got a system of total dependence. I have a system for complete independence, totally opposite. Their system, if the grid goes down, you're going to starve. You're totally relying on all their internets and global interconnections and systems and corporate farms and robot trackers. Nobody will be working hardly. Of course, you'll be a useless eater, so they just assume the grid go down and you expire, maybe. I'm conjecturing. Just like I said, this is a live action role play. Okay, guys? I don't know. What do they really have in mind? Maybe they have none of that kind of stuff in mind. Maybe they just want to keep the population quelled so that we don't get pitchforks and torches and chase after the elites. Well, they tell us there's going to be economic parity. But you see, the further and the further this stuff ratchets along, that disparity grows more and more. Aha, interesting. The elite get very elite. It's like the recent shutdowns. What happened? The richest of the richest got far richer. That's what happened. And you're going to see more of that, trust me, because they're the ones who are the puppet masters. They got the strings. And they're going, dee, 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 dee. And we're all down here. You ever see I Pet Goat 2? Who was the first puppet in I Pet Goat 2? W. Go check out I Pet Goat 2. W. And who was the puppet master? Yes, he had that ring with a dollar sign on it. Like a little slightly reptilian, eh? A bankster. That's interesting. Is that the case? I don't know. You tell me. Interesting, though. Interesting. So we still have a lot of good opportunity. We don't have to go into this system. I don't think they would like to force it. They want to have it happen in 9 years. That means everybody's taking off their farms, their land, their property in 9 years. How do you do that? Bill Gates gave some hints about something that might be coming around number 2, something bigger, better. And he was laughing, kind of giddy about it. Oh yeah, this will teach them. Yeah, they'll want all this stuff when this comes around. Yeah. Yeah, he was interviewing with John, what's his name, late night comedian on TV. Oh my gosh. And of course he has his wife Melinda there. So that made everything nice. Oh well. Orwell. I don't know, my friends. If there's something else comes out real fast and it fits that billing, then we might be asking, we might have some grilling for billing. Might have to ask them some questions. So, okay, how did you know all this? Of course, somebody seemed to know about this stuff before it came out, right? Interesting. Same. I don't know. Conjecture. So, what does this mean for you? I mean, how do we perpetuate liberty and not fall in their sky? Well, for one, we can show them that we can live sustainable without their systems. Even just regular homesteads are far more sustainable than the corporate farms. Hey, I got a friend, Stacy Savicki. She's got a channel. What's it called? Sustainable Stewards. Check it out. Her channel is way too small. Y'all need to blow it up. She's got good stuff. Y'all need to know it all. Eat it up. Blow it up. Know it up. Go subscribe to Stacy's channel. Do it now. Tell her that Greg Allison sent you. I've had her on my channel. I'll get her back on my channel. So, yeah, good people. Homesteads are the way to go. Look, you can homestead in the city. They're the Vase family. Does it in their backyard on a 10th of an acre. They grow enough food to feed themselves, even when their father was still living. 4 adults were living off that, and they were selling from it and making a living and supported all 4 of them. Now, they lived simple lives, but they were the most happy such people I ever saw in my life. Going there was like going to a revival. I felt so refreshed. When I meet these people, you just walk away like, ah. Literally. Oh my gosh. Magic. Why? Because they have heart. Because they care. I don't care what their politics are. They are doing good stuff. That's what you need to know. And we can all do good stuff. Farming is not political. Well, not yet. You might be using private property, and that might be considered really bad under some systems. What kind of system wants to get rid of private property? What is that? Why would the big, major, most ginormous capitalist support that system? But that is exactly what's happening. Is that David Rockefeller, the big bankster, supported it. Who else is supporting this stuff? Look at who the pushers are. Who pushes this stuff? World Economic Forum. Who's behind that? It's money. Reset. This is what they name it for. Reset. Oh, well, the rumor is they'll forgive you all your debts. Sounds great. You just got to give up your private property. Oh, they'll forgive you your debts. You will get and be free to travel. Certified. But you got to give up your property. The problem with giving up your property is you give up your sovereignty, along with property and certain rights that I've been talking about. You give up your sovereignty. You're totally dependent. And the problem is the priorities of the government may change. And you have no voice anymore. Because remember, you decided that all these amendments, like all these freedoms don't matter. I did a video called Freedom Matters. But, but I'm told, no, freedom is against social justice. You know, his First Amendment gives you the right of his freedom of speech. Oh, freedom of speech is bad. I've been told directly by somebody that freedom of speech is bad because it's against social justice, and they have some convoluted explanation for it that it just don't somehow register in my noggin. Maybe I'm just not smart enough. I'm just a rocket scientist. You know, what is that? You know, I must not be smart enough to quite get that. You know what? So So if you're under a system of governance and you have no means of freedom of speech, you have no means of redress, you have no checks and balances against that system, and chances are it's a one-party system. Under any one-party system, and listening to Tucker Carlson from last night, he said the demos have almost pulled off establishing a permanent one-party system in this country. One-party system leads to the formula of power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. They will have the money, so who makes the goals makes the rules. And birds of a feather flock together. That is the prescription for absolute tyranny. We don't have enough checks and balances in the system today. That's why these have already been getting eroded. Some of us are planning to work on that. That's also part of our hope. What's your other sources of hope, Greg? You're beating around the bushes too much. Well, right now we have some other good sources of hope, in that it appears that the Senate is still Republican. I am a libertarian, but you know what? Libertarians just don't hold office, unfortunately. So I have to vote for people I think that are most likely to maintain certain specific freedoms, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, that's where I'm coming from. Now, my libertarianism is not a libertarianism to push for doing things that are normally considered illicit. That's not my interest, because I don't do those things. You know, do drugs, not at all. Wouldn't want them. And I worked in a contract that wouldn't permit them anyway. But even if it didn't, I don't want to mess myself up with that stuff. I just don't see the point in it. Now, so when we also have a Supreme Court that at the moment, for the time being, is structured such that it might not take up our liberties. You know, oh, well, they got, you know, X number of justices on the Republican side. Some people will say, conservative side. There shouldn't be considered a party once you get in. But they always count Judge Roberts as a conservative when they're making that count. He would probably vote conservative just to keep him showing his hand if he knows that they're going to win anyway on that side. If he's the vote decider, if the vote is even, yeah, he's going to vote for things that give you what the global World Economic Forum is looking for. They're looking for one government in the whole world. If you only got one government, you got nowhere to run. If you don't like the system you're in, you're stuck. Unless you go off world. Hey, I'm working on Venus habitat concepts, by the way. Should be ready to run in 10 years. We got to push for 9, don't we? Just need measly $10 million, man. With the SpaceX launch system, maybe we can get there. So, yes, our first bastions of defense for our liberties is that it's not all a one-party system. That we have still some contention in the system. In this case, the Senate being Republican and the Supreme Court being more on the conservative side. Now, they've talked about stacking the Supreme Court with more justices to change that. As long as the Senate remains Republican, if it remains Republican, and that's not a given yet. It's also not a given that Biden will be president. So, but this is where things look like they're going. But my whole perspective here may be snowing, right? So we have, once again, Senate and the Supreme Court. Now, to get the Supreme Court, you got to put in a lawsuit. So they may pass laws that we find objectionable. Then you got to get through the court system to get that turned over. That's the unfortunate side. So I know Mr. VP said he was going to go around and take up certain things. I know people aren't giving those things up. I'm not advocating anything here, by the way. I'm just telling you what I know. Okay? Yeah, I'm on that platform, remember? Walking on eggshells. On thin ice. In an earthquake. So bear with me a little bit. We've got to also exercise our First Amendment, to contact our legislators, congressmen, senators. We can still do that so far. So far. Yeah, so far. That is a right we have. We need to use it while we got it. And along that line, that's why we're forming the Freedom Restoration Foundation. I started that a little while back. We've got a good sized club forming now. And we do have, for the time being, a Facebook page, Freedom Restoration Foundation. And I'll put the link in this video. I don't know how long that'll be there. That doesn't really capture who you are and how to get in contact with you outside of that platform. So email me at this address, hal5space@aol.com. Okay, I want to set up another one real soon. Because I actually do own the URL for the Freedom Restoration Foundation. So I can set up a better email. But I got to set it up and give the password to. I got 2 ladies who have access to that address right there. And they're taking the data for that in our tribe network. Also, the tribe network is a good thing because survival tribes might be your last bastion to hold out in when things get rough and tough. Yeah, why else would you not want to go along with this great reset and the vision that they showed? I own nothing. I've never been happier. Well, that system requires massive interconnections of the internet, and because you're going to get paid through a bank account, it's going to be on the internet. It requires a robust power grid to survive. Yeah, that ain't gonna last. We have a 14% chance per year of a solar flare taking it out, and we're very vulnerable right now. That should be hardened, but even if you harden that, you realize where that's heading. Think about it. Suddenly once you're in. You got to go along with anything they tell you. You're going to have no redress. You are in. So when, they want to give you something you don't want, you got nothing to say. You belong to them. You are government property, government issue, just like I was back when I was in the Army, a GI. They tell you to do something, you got to do it if you want to keep getting your pay. Suddenly, there's a whole little twist on the useless eater thing. So if you don't want to be a useless eater, they'll tell you what to do. If you don't do it, then you get decredited. Then you just evaporate. Or maybe they decide they don't want to hold regions, and they'll just shut the power off. And you just cease to exist. This is why you need your property. You can grow your own food. You're not dependent on anyone. I like that vision far better. Let everyone be independent. Let everyone have total independence, not total dependence. That's what we're talking about. Total, complete subjugation. Oh yeah, it's that. Dependence. Seems like it, don't it? Can it not evolve into that, especially in a one-party system? Think about it. And then they'll give you neural lace. Oh yeah, it's going to be beautiful at first. All kind of great experiences until they take you over completely, and then you won't, maybe not even experience anything. You just might be an ant. Mind numbed. I say numbed robot. As we said when I was a kid, it might be even more applicable, a robot. That might be all you got. Totally subconscious operation. They just make what good's your mind. It's superfluous to their system. They don't need you to be a thinker. And may not even need you at all. They want to get rid of most people according to the Georgia Guidestones and things that some of them, a few hundred of the top elites in the world keep repeating, it seems. There's those quotes that we talked about in a recent video. So that's where things can slide. Yeah. And we're on that slippery slope. Then you got countries like, China that are really working hard to pioneer all those kind of systems. And they would like to put that on us. And maybe certain people that are now look like they're likely to slide into our top office seem to be friendly to that side of things. Seem to be. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am. But we just still have some checks and balances. The first check, well, there's that check of the House. There's that check of the House, the check of the Senate, the check of the Supreme Court. But there's a better, higher check. It's you. There are more of us than there are of them. A lot of people didn't realize what they were voting for, probably, or what it would mean, especially when they start taking liberties from people, how they'll react to it. They did not appreciate that. They didn't think about that. They just know they didn't like that guy with the orange hair. Because he didn't support a certain agenda, they just could not stop trouncing him. And every late night comedian had to joke about him constantly. In fact, that was all their shows were about. Ha, look at the orange haired guy. Well, he did kind of leave you open to that. He would shoot off a lot. But, you know, maybe somebody with a bombastic nature was needed to make big changes. You know, General Patton had a bombastic nature, but he got things done on the battlefield. He got things moving. They even held his fuel from him to give the British a chance so the Americans wouldn't get all the credit. That's how effective he was. Too effective. They didn't like it. And strangely, somehow, he just one day, after a little accident, a little time in the hospital, he was gone. But you know, when you look at that gaze he had, kind of the general way he'd set, his bombastic nature, aside from his puny voice, which is kind of odd for a big general like him, he reminds me so much of President Trump. It's not funny. It's like they're the same soul, the same individual almost. Just two different bodies, two different names, two different games. Well, I don't know. You may not agree with that, but it really strikes me interesting. You know, there's certain photos you can just like put them side by side, split the face, and bam, it's like, holy smoke. All right. So remember, you ultimately have the power and sovereignty, and you still can pray. The power of prayer, I definitely believe, is very powerful. And what I want to pray for is peace and prosperity, along with liberty. I did the videos, the universe and the solar cup. Whoop, so I had tea in that one. I didn't realize that. So I thought I drunk it all. Well, yeah, don't let the tea pour out of the universe. The universe in a solo cup. Pardon me. The whole point of that was to talk about the power of prayer, the power of intention, and you still have it. And so let's pray for peace, for prosperity, for our nation and our world, that we have the peace, prosperity, and the liberty, that we don't find our necks under the jackboot of power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. A one-party system. So it'd be nice if we could have a no-party system. That would be the best party, no party. These political parties. Alrighty, I beat on this enough. So what I want to do is I want to have a prayer session on 11/11 at 11/11. 11 November on the 11th hour and 11th minute, we're going to have a prayer session. We're going to do Eastern time and Central time in the United States. I want everyone to join me that can, because we want to get the power of prayer moving out. If you do not believe in prayer or God, that is fine. You can meditate or just have a moment of silence. But it's the power of intention that we're hanging on to here. But you can always go out and do good in the world after. Even if you don't believe in any of this stuff, you can be a force for good. So just bear with us and help us out, whether you believe or not. I do believe in a greater creator. I've said it many times. But the God with a big G, the one who's bigger than the entire multiverse. The really big G God. That's a puny little guy like many of our ancestors were puny gods, back in the old days. That so many have worshipped for various reasons. Now, there might have been individuals or that had a lot of power, kings of the past or whatever, that maybe they did some good at one time. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I want you to do. Do that and write at halfispaceAOL.com. Go to the Freedom Foundation and just remember, we can still do things. We still hold a lot of power as individuals. We don't have to just be run over, no matter who's in power. But always, always, always remember, I'm never out here to incite anything to be done that's crazy or illegal. I don't do that. Will not do that. Don't panic, okay? That's what I keep telling you. Don't panic. Keep your head on your shoulders at all times. Even though I say keep your eyes wide open and head on the swivel. Just don't let it twist off. Stay centered. Stay centered. Calm. Cool. Collected. Check that poem out I wrote and post it a little bit back on my previous video. So, all right, my friends, I just want to say, support my channel. Click the links below. You can look at, I do put links for other videos, and check out these things. Share this stuff widely. My channel is, not doing so well right now. Yeah, I think it's Al, the Snore, No Rhythms, are a little bit less than totally loving everything that I put out. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, they just love us so much. That's what it really is, right? Love us so much that they want to cover her ears. So I have no fears. No fear. I don't tell you to be afraid. But I do want you to be aware and prepare. The best way to not be afraid or not be scared is to be prepared. Just remember that. Always remember that. I'm not here putting out fear porn, as so many people suggest. It's awareness. You need to understand what's around you. If you're not situationally aware, you're in trouble at any time. You drive down the road and you don't know what the traffic's doing around you, and you change lanes and bam, you get hit. Bingo. So I'm trying to avoid here, my friends. I'm trying to help you out through this world that we're coming through right now. There's a lot of challenges. I trust we can and will make it through it. In the end, we win. So thank you for watching.